what's going on? Long story short, I ended up getting challenged by Lava to play a dart minigame, and I ended up winning 15 new pet companions known as piggies, which gives you auto loot, being able to teleport infinitely, and being able to access storage from anywhere. And I thought this would be a perfect idea to do giveaways for the free-to-play series. How you have a chance of winning one of these piggies? In the comment section, leave a comment, leave your first character's name, and leave the secret word that I'll put within the video. Make sure you're liked and subscribed, and that's it. Good luck, and I hope you win one. Anyways, let's get into it. Now it's time to pick a winner from last video. And the winner is BlingJax. Well, you've been able to get me to try a new idle game. Hopefully, some people play for years warning in the tutorial isn't an omen. What you need to do is join the Itty Bitty Army Discord so you can send me a DM. We'll make time for me to send you the piggy, and then I will add you as a friend and give you the bonuses on my main account so you can enjoy those juicy bonuses from a 10K account. Congratulations, my dude. All right, so I grabbed some food and we waited a little bit of time, and I also ended up doing my traps already. So my traps are all done. We have everybody at walking sticks. We're currently pushing with our squire. We have about 5,100 left. I think the goal for the end of the day is to farm out some more Amarok, because since we're going for 3 sets, I didn't think we were going to, but I think that's, we're gonna need 10, 22, 42, 82. So 82 is what we're gonna need, and we have 64. So we need to finish up by getting Amarok, finish off getting Hemo going, and then I think we might use some time candy to finish it off, and I think that'll finish us off for the day. I think that'll take us to where we need to be. Oh, hey, look, I got a stamp. And I got 2 cards. So look at that. See what happens when you're not hunting stuff? And then that should be all the Amarok gear we need for at least our strength, our wisdom, and our agility sets. And I feel like that will be pretty much the cream of the crop for the time being, and that will push us all the way through World 4 without an issue. Because then we'll just swap our gear over to our other characters when we require it. I think that's pretty good. I feel like we're pretty set up, getting ready to do some pushing. Obviously, I could just rush it and do it with just 1 set, but I'm trying to get us more or less stabilized for when we go forward. So then we have a fundamental set, not only for prints, but also for pushing and progression. And then we can kind of work it on other things. So I think when I use the time candy, I'm going to also take points out of this and out of strength and put it all into AFK gains, just so we get that little bit extra. I think that's going to be probably a play, just to save on a tiny bit of time candy. And what did I say? We need like 84 or something. So we're at 80 right now. So although we're not going super fast, I would say all around we are making smooth progression. Is it efficient? Well, it can be. If you do what I'm doing at more of a rapid rate, I would say, yeah, you could probably get a little bit faster than where I was. But I think if you just take your time with it and just have those steps you need to tackle, you will have a smooth feeling of progression. You know, because this stuff doesn't necessarily require you to have insane drops, right? It's all pretty same. The fact that we're just above 2.0 drop rate is actually quite nice. And we're trying to make sure that we just don't neglect stuff, right? We're just trying to stay on task, make sure everything goes efficient, and we need 7 more cards. And it doesn't hurt to farm more Amarok slabs, because we're gonna have to create a full another set of Amarok gear later on. Because the nice thing is we're gonna have to create more Amarok gear, another 3 sets, but then those 3 sets that we made before, they can just go to our other characters, and then they can just sit on those characters. So it's not like they go to waste by any means, right? And then we'll eventually have to push everyone to Chizoar and start working on that to get the best in slot necklace in the game, which is, we're gonna probably be a little while out from that. But if we can start getting there, the sooner the later, or sooner the better, I should say. Once we get to World 4 and everything, and once we get the new gear and all the gears stoned up and everything, we are definitely going to be taking new prints. Not to mention with the new Serrated Rex rings, I feel like it's gonna be a substantial increase. Now, we haven't taken a 3D print yet, with our other character, but we're going to be having another character soon as well anyways. So. It really, I would say, not matter all that much at this point in time. We're here to be efficient, but be educational at the same time. We're not necessarily here to, this is how to get here as quick as possible. This is how to get here as efficient, but at the same time, make sure you understand the game, which is the main thing that we really want to tackle here with this series. Is I know it's a lot of beginners. They may do the mechanic, but they don't understand the mechanic. And I feel like in doing so, in, walking them through, they'll be able to get to the end world within, I would say, a really consistent time frame. Like, I still think that we could probably get to World 6 in probably under 2 weeks. And probably do it faster if you know. Like, even if I didn't have, like, the Megalodon trophy, it wouldn't have made much of a difference anyways. There we go, 4 stars. So we get 12% skill AFK gain. Amazing. That's what we love. Now, the only thing we didn't get to drop was, unfortunately, the Amarok Obel, but that's okay. And also, what I should have been doing more, I'm sure some of you have already mentioned it in probably the previous episodes, is farming out Glunko for the cards, because it's a strong version of weapon power, so it's a lot of free damage that I'm choosing not to take, and not to mention, it doesn't take a whole lot of cards, which I could probably go do right now. Ideally, if I was in your shoes and I was watching this series, I'd be rushing to World 4. Rushing to World 4 would definitely be a very good idea to get your master classes and then maybe come back and do this stuff, in my opinion. But I mean, you don't have to. Now, are we going to get lucky? Probably shouldn't be checking it. You probably want to check it within an hour. But I got super lucky. So now we have all our sets. So now we don't need to do this anymore. Nice. Okay, so we have all 3 sets. Now, I went with 3 Amarok helmets. You would have been perfectly fine if you just would have went with the class helmets. Or if you just would have went with, like, the GMOS disguise, or, the platinum helmets, the iron helmets, anything like that would have been more than suffice. Okay? The reason why I made the first one specifically is because for the armor set. All the other ones, is just because I was already there. Right? I already had the stuff, so I was like, man, why not, I did some farming for the damage from the vault, so I was already there. I don't think I'm gonna put any of the... I don't think we're gonna dip into any skills before I go to bed, but I think we're gonna try to at least get to World 4. Now, that will require us at least just a couple of time candy, so then I can start getting... Because what I want to do is I want to start buying World 4 stones right away, so I can start upgrading my gear before anything. That's what I want to do the most. Because if I can start upgrading the gear, that means I can start progressing. Okay, so I need to make 2 sets. On the wrong tab. 2 sets of iron boots. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. Where's the other helmet? Oh, there it is. So I think we're going to throw it on the hunter. And then we're also going to throw it on the wizard, I think, to start. I think those are who are actually going to benefit most from it in the current state that we are in. I'm going to make a quarterstaff here, just so I can give the starlight to the wizard. And then pick up the quarterstaff for this guy. Can I make a bow? Birch longbow, gold bars. I can make a spiked menace. I think I can make a spiked menace. Let's see here. Ooh, I'm actually just shy of gold. So we're actually gonna prepare for that. We were preparing with a little bit of iron. That won't take long at all, actually. Be actually quite quick. especially if we add some points into it. And that should be enough. Oh, no, we need 2 more. Just like that. Boom. Actually going to put 1 more in just in case, so I don't craft a new one. It doesn't really matter. Not a big deal. And just like that, there we are. We have 3 characters that are currently full Amarok and have their golden weapons. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. Can't complain about that, honestly. Now, we don't have rings just yet, which is what it is. But we will get to a point where we will start grabbing rings. We just need more party dungeons. We need the weekly reset. Have we weekly resetted? We have weekly resetted, so we could hit up the next happy hour and buy some more rings. So then all 3 of them have rings. That wouldn't be too bad to think. So then we would have everybody set up, but we do need to print as much iron as possible because we're going to need, if we want to do that in total, we're going to need about 6,000 iron bars, which is quite a bit. And we're currently sitting on 700. So we don't have enough for 1. So yeah, we're cooking right now. Grab ourselves. Okay. Grab ourselves a necklace. Necklace is actually very nice to have. So we take a look here. Amarok, Amarok, Amarok. Agility. We have agility set, a wisdom set, and a strength set. We are looking really good right now. Very good where we need to be. And we have a Megalodon trophy. Snake swarm? Sure, let's do it. See if we get lucky at the pickaxe. I don't even think I have it. No, I do have it on my main. Might get lucky, might not. Just gotta wait and see. Wonder when happy hours is. And I wonder how many boosters I actually have. Happy hour should be... Hope it's not a few hours away. It might be, though. 2.5 hours away. Yikes. Maybe I ding 100 here. Whoa! So 5% multi-kill and total damage. I mean, it's a tier 2 keychain. You can tell because it gives you 3 defense. If it was a tier 3, it'd give you weapon power. So, I mean, I won't complain. A keychain's a keychain. It's one of the weaker keychains, but definitely won't complain about that. Hell yeah, dude. 5% multi-kill might give us that couple more kills. We use just a little bit less time candy. And let's grab it, shall we? All right, let's see. Maybe it's going to be a 4-hour here. We'll just grab our time candy. What do we got for kills here? Oh, wait, let's do this. Yeah, that multi-kill doesn't affect us here because we don't even hit it. So, we want to... What is the accuracy requirement here anyways? 2,700? I'm at 3,800. Okay, so we're not quite 1.5. And I don't think we can get to 1.5. Oh, we also have easy resource skill efficiency now. So that's actually super hype. I might start working on farming accuracy cards here soon as well. Maybe doing some sandcastle farming or some wood mushroom farming. Probably would be definitely help for pushing. This. And this. And then we're going to slap it into here. Slap the rest into here. It'll give us an extra 200 kills. Can't really do much in here. Can't really do a whole lot in here either. So 1,500 looks like that's our sweet spot. So that would be 3 hours. No, it would be just over 3 hours. Just over 3 hours is what it would take us. So we'll do 4. All right. Neptunes it is. Go kill 50 Neptunes actively. All right. Now, this isn't the quickest I've gotten to World 4. But you know what? I'm liking where we're at right now. I'm really liking where we're at right now. We have lots of accuracy. Feeling nice and safe. We need to eventually create the empty boxes. What do those take? What does it take for Amble Tab 3? We're a little away from Amble at 3, but we're not that far away, which is super nice. We're not that far away from Enforced Slasher or those either. I'm going to need 3 more Woodula circles, but that's okay. I think our Amarok helmet still scales harder than the Platinum helmet because of the extra upgrade stones. And what was I looking for? This needs... We should also get more silk skin straps when we can. I was looking for something, but now I can't find it. Ah, yeah, that's right. Empty boxes. What do empty boxes take? So we would need 1,250. Okay, we have that. Like 2,000 Megalodon teeth. Okay, we have that. And 20 distilled water. We have that. So we can also unlock post office, which we'll do once we defeat Chizoar here. All right, here we go. Lock in. Here we go. Shouldn't be that hard. Now, usually the goal of this is pretty simple. He's going to throw icicles from the ground. Oh, yeah. When he does that little spin, orbs are going to spawn. He's going to get huge defense on his legs. Make sure to tackle these orbs. When he grows like that, he's going to be that's one of his hardest hitting abilities, so you just want to be careful of that. And sword slash that. Hit him with the whirl. He's down. Bing Bong Beezle. There it is. World 3 is completed. Yippee! Da-da-da-da! Now, welcome to World 4. Before we get started, all hunky-dory and everything, I do want to unlock post office here quickly. Just so we can get that going, because I know we have a couple of post office boxes that we need to take care of. I know. You're like, Griffy! I'm so excited for World 4. Show me World 4. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. You don't have to do it yet. Okay, we gotta unlock things as we go, all right? We can't just be like everyone else that forgets all the mechanics. There it is. See? Boom. Another one. Post office done. There it is. Okay, let's do a little bit of quick explanation before we head into World 4 about what post office is. It's gonna be pretty quick. Post office is where you do orders, where you get post office boxes to give you upgrades in this page. So, upgrade page, and then these two are to do your orders. Okay? Pretty straightforward. You have 2 sets of orders, but it requires you to complete a minimum of these orders in order to unlock these orders. Okay? But each box gives you different types of reward systems. Okay? So some, for instance, even rewards you, or at least one, I believe, rewards you with Coliseum tickets. If you're going for just sheer volume in boxes, right here, this one is what you want. That is the money right there. Now, if you want to know what you need for each box or each shipment, it's on the IdleOn wiki. So if you need to get like 3D prints for it because you're hard farming, because ideally you can max out the post office and that's what you want to do. So every time you complete a shipment, okay, you get a thing called a order streak. Once you hit a certain amount of streak, you get a bonus box. Okay? You can refresh the order by using a silver pen. You click on it, tap to refresh, and then you can do that. Okay? This shield that you see right here, that is how many days that your streak has protection. Once that is gone, then you can't protect it anymore. And then you lose your streak. But sometimes losing the streak is good. Okay, obviously I can't get that, so I'll just refresh the order, but see the streak still keeps on going up. One like there, boom, do that streak. You see how it keeps on going up in price? Now, I'm on a 5 order streak. And I don't think I have a silver pen to show you the strat, unfortunately. Maybe I do. Maybe I have one just chilling in here. Unfortunately, I do not have a silver pen to be able to show you the strat, which sucks. but I can explain it. And when we do get one, I'll show you. So you can actually use a silver pen. So what you do is you claim the silver pen and you use it on the shield. That it has to be a minimum of 5 in order for you to take it away with a silver pen. Okay? So you take so then you want to make sure that this looks like this. So it's tap here to sign, because that is considered not a complete order. Okay? Now, why is this important? This is important because if it's like this, tap here to sign, and then you use a silver pen on the 5 or how many you have on your trophy, then the next day, this streak will reset. So that means the cost of every item will set back down to 0. So say if you have something at 100 streak, okay? That is costing a lot of materials just to get an extra couple of boxes. So by reducing and taking away that streak, you are setting everything back to how it was when you first started getting boxes. So you get more boxes for less cost. Now I'd like to show you how to do that, but I don't have a silver pen. So that's something that you can do in the later game to just give yourself a huge volume of boxes. Now there is also a bonus if we go down here, which is actually pretty cool. I didn't have this, so yes, this right here, daily mailbox. Okay, so you get 7 office post box every day you open on IdleOn and play it. This also works if you're active. So if you never log off, you still get it. It's based off daily reset. So you can just throw a couple points in there and then you'll get 10 boxes a day, which is pretty good. So you can actually just, I already have 35 boxes. Now, so for the first page, your max is going to be 400. Okay. And usually you get most of your gains at 200. Now, what does this mean? I still suggest to go to 400. Rule of thumb for your first characters that are going into their respective skilling, I would suggest to do skilling boxes first. For instance, your warrior, mining box, okay? Or your squire is going to be mining box, for instance. Your archer, probably going to be smithing box, or sorry. Let me say that again. Your squire, mining box. Your barbarian, fishing box. Okay, because you're focusing on just getting your prints up. That's what's known. Your bowman is going to be going catching box, because that's what we're focusing on. Your wizard and your shaman is going to be chopping box, because that's what your 3D prints are. That's what matters. And for hunter's a little bit different. I would say you could do either smithing box for hunter would probably good, because his trapping box is on the next page. So you can't get to it quite yet. But once you do unlock it, then that's when you're going to go full. So let's just quickly recap. Squire, barbarian, shaman, wizard, bowman. Make sense? And then I guess you can go hunter until you get those maxed. And then you can, if you want, then you can start focusing on things like shaman could go potion package, because right here is increased time to cranium cook. If you get it maxed, it's an extra 30 seconds, so it's quite potent. You could also do another good one is what I like to call non-predatory loot box, which gives you drop rarity, and also down here gives you crystal spawn chance, which is also really strong, but you want to stay away from crystal spawn chance just because we're not really strong enough yet. So since I'm squire, I'm gonna put my boxes into mining just so we get that 3D printing up. Okay, so there's a new mechanic that just showed up. Prowess. Okay? Prowess caps at 2.0. And what it does is, if we take a look here and we go and we swap over and we take a look at our AFK gains, you see how we have this 2 times. In order to get it 3 times is 19.4K, okay? What Prowess does is makes this number lower. So then what it means is we get to 3 times faster. That's literally what Prowess does. Prowess doesn't get you into multi-resource faster, but it gets you into the next tier once you have hit multi-resource faster. Does that make sense? It's kind of the same as like multi-kill in that regards, where you have to be able to do enough damage to get multi-kill, but then once you get multi-kill, then the skill is then it's affected to it. I hope that makes sense. But that's the premise of prowess. You will sneeze and you'll completely forget about it. It's really not something that a lot of people even realize until they have maxed. But it is just something to keep in mind. It's just a mechanic to know about. Now, I'm almost positive that's how that works. I'm always open to essentially being wrong. So if I am wrong, please let me know. Now, we just unlocked another room in Kilroy. We get a maximum of 3. I believe you have to reach World 4 in order to unlock it in the first place. So, I think we should obviously just jump in and do that. Yeah, I know. I am totally 100% just completely blue balling you guys of World 4. I'm sorry. I know. You want it so bad, but you can be patient because we're working our way up there. We're making sure that when we're doing this stuff, we're all coming up together. And also, Kilroy's important because Kilroy gives you refinery cycles. So it means that you get to skip hours of progress while getting gains later on to make your life a little bit easier. You can even get time candy, but I don't suggest it. You can get arcade balls too, but I also don't really suggest it. Well, I mean, you could do arcade balls, but I don't suggest it at the very beginning. There's other things that it's more important for. But even still, hey, man, Hunter's kind of killing it. Hunter's doing really good. Probably wouldn't have all these abilities. My main one would be focusing on would be Bear Trap, because Bear Trap's insane. At least in the early game, it falls off really hard, but when I did my first speed run, you notice I did Hunter, because Hunter was really easy to build damage. It's out, but ever since I did my speed run, completely different game. 100%. Can literally get to World 6 in a week, and it took me 200 hours to get to World 4. So you could be quite blown away how much has changed. But I still think, even to this day, that the change was for the good. I do. I really, really do. I don't think that any choice was inherently bad for the game. A lot of people... Now, this might be a controversial take, but I'm going to say it anyways. Anybody that says Vault is bad for the game is stuck in their own delusion. Because Vault is what keeps retention high. Because in the grand scheme, Vault may have seemed bad to you because you're the type of person that would want to do spreadsheets and would want to min-max and want to feel like that you're better than somebody else. This game brings it a little bit closer to the casual player base to allow people to actually play the game at a level without waiting months for any progress. Because that's what it used to be. It used to take, if you did not have the proper knowledge, we were looking weeks to months just to get to essentially where we are right now. The horizontal progression of Vault is not that overpowered. Sure, it gets you skyrocketing, but it makes it a little bit more manageable. You can argue that Vault makes you just neglect a lot of other skills due to the fact that it does boost you up so much. But at the same time, I would argue that getting to the current content is more important than learning all of the mechanics for the sole reason and the sole purpose of experiencing the game while everybody else. Because there's nothing that feels worse in a video game than being a person that is playing essentially 3 expansions behind. They want to get to the newest expansion because they want to experience the game. They want to play with their friends. They want to be able to talk with the community members. So the Vault actually helps that get there just a little bit sooner. I think Vault was great for the game, and I will stay on that. And even playing the free-to-play reinforces that ideology completely. And I stand by that. Let me know. Let me know what you think. Let me know how you feel about that. But I personally, let me know how you feel about Vault. But I personally think Vault was a fantastic idea. But anyways, enough yapper rapping. We're gonna tickle the skills of World 4, just getting it started. Wow. Wait, did he make it so it's just unlocked now? Okay, So if you guys didn't know, when you first played World 4, you couldn't enter that. You had to do the whole entire quest line. Well, not the whole entire quest line, but the whole entire tutorial to World 4 until that portal unlocked. Does it oh, it's still the same. Never mind, it's still the same. Lev says, need to know how to do things down here before I let you in. Okay, breed a green mushroom. I obviously spoke too soon because I'm a gomer. So let's go ahead and let's cancel all of our take off helper, take off helper, take off helper. Now, with this one specifically, the giant eye kill, that's an introduction to giant mobs, which is a prayer, which we don't have quite yet. So this mission's uncompletable, but we will get it soon. I believe it's in Waka Waka War. So when we do get that, then we'll be able to start farming all our characters with keys, but they're not even at the end of World 3 anyways. So it's not like it matters, but we will be soon. But we're getting to almost the juiciest part of this game. The game, this World 4, in my personal opinion, is where it takes this game from okay to holy shit, now we're cooking. And it's because of elite classes. We want one egg. Okay. So I personally would save all your eggs for the time being. Okay. So we got one bad boy. So then we're gonna go ahead. I will explain each mechanic a little bit more in depth in a little bit here. I just want to do the quest. So the first quest gets us to breed a green mushroom. Okay. Back to the egg next. We start our first battle. Okay. I'll walk it with you. Essentially, let me just explain breeding here quick. So we have the green mushroom. We have the name of the character. Okay. We have what he is, essentially his type, and a new pet chance. If you breed an egg, that means you have a 33% chance to breed this one right here. Okay, that's right after him. And then you have a percent chance to breed this one after, and this one, and this one, and this one. And then this little key right here is what unlocks this guy. Okay? And that's essentially how that works. And that's how breeding is. Now, it's genetic, or it's genes. We have a couple different genetics. We'll just look at this one because this one. So remember, the green mushroom was the fighter genetic. Its combat abilities throw a rusty sword to do 200% damage, and when in combat, all pets on the team deal 1.2 times damage. What does it mean by that? If we go to teams, we have a thing called the Grass Gang, where we can put a pet into the fight, and we can begin the fight, and this will unlock a spice if we win, or the ability to forge for a spice. So, and then once this goes to full, we cast it, and it does damage. These acts do damage back. And then basically you will create a whole roster of pets, 6 in total, to be able to fight these guys later on to unlock higher tier spices, and also do arena that unlocks in level 8. And the max arena is 200. And you can show all the bonuses when we get there. So we did that fight. Cool. Let's go hand that in. Now those are only one time and done. Once you've done the one, you don't ever have to do it again. Unlock squirrel by breeding it and getting lucky. Okay, so we might just straight up not get lucky here, and we might actually not be able to even breed the squirrel. Which, if that's the case, we might have to just use an egg because we want to continue the prologue. Nice. So, we got a squirrel. Now, the squirrel is a forager. Okay, so it's a brand new genetic, and we have a 25% chance. You see how we had to just breed the previous one in order to get the next one? Now, if I was to breed this one here, now I have a total percent chance, because since I already unlocked the squirrel, I can't unlock another pet with a green mushroom. So I'd have to push with the squirrel in order to unlock the next one. This one just gives me a better chance for a potential better roll. Your pet power, which is this right here, this little number, that's not the level of the creature, that's your pet power. Your pet power is dependent on your level, your breeding level, which you can see down here, which is connected through every character. It's all the same. And the hunter, well, I guess it'd be considered the Beastmaster talent that also allows you to have a chance at higher pet power. I think those are the two main sources of how to increase that. And then there's pet damage percent, which is a little bit different, but so that's kind of the way. So the number that you see is going to be the overall power. Now that we bred a squirrel, let's go ahead and claim a spice here. So this is going to essentially take us, we're Oh, we got a frog. Okay, well, that's pretty cool. I didn't really want the frog, though. So we unlocked the frog. This one's a boomer. Obviously a different genetic. So we take a look here. We've been unlocking genetics now. So we have fighting genes and forager genes. The forager genes are going to be what's placed for your spices here. Okay? If we take a look down here, these are what are going to be pretty much only placed in those places is to forge that shit. Fighter genetics are going to be placed, well, in fights, to fight and unlock new spices. But also, genetic foragers and fighter genetics are also both meant for fighting. Like, for instance, there's a couple of forager pets that are meta for you to push high-level breeding content. So it requires a little bit of both, but what it used to be back in the day, you used to have a required pet power somewhere around here that requires you to hit to be able to start foraging. Lava in a recent update just got rid of that completely. So that completely negates the reason for you to even need fighting genetics when it comes to foraging. So now you just use the green guys, and that's it. So now we can do another fight here where we can place this guy and this guy because, hey, we could use the squirrel. The squirrel's a heal, but I think we want more DPS if anything. And also you can use keybinds if you ever so choose. But I think we should have enough damage to be able to get through it. I'm pretty sure. It's gonna be close, but we did get boomer, so it should be fine. There we go, a little bit of boomer action. Nice. Good old victory. So now, as you can see here, we've unlocked another spice, but we don't get any spice until we hit that number. Once we get 0 out of 5, that's when we can go ahead and hit the claim button and get our first spice. Now, until we do that, well, we can't because now we're waiting. You can't skip this either. You just have to wait. I'm going to use 3 eggs, and we are actually going to get some couple of resources going. Now, I would personally suggest maybe don't do this, but I'm going to do this just because I want to get this going so then we can continue the tutorial. 3 eggs won't hurt you if you decide to use them. I wouldn't use any more than that though. As soon as you get that, I would hold off from it. Now, what we do need to do right away is we need to buy our stones. I'm going to go ahead and take our cash because we're going to buy our stones every single day. Now, if we take a look here, there's 2 items that we need to look at here. Lab Edition, which is pile processor chips. You need 3 of these and you need 7 of these. Okay? So you want to buy 3 of these and they restock every day, and you want to buy 7 of these. And then once you do that, you consume them because what they do is they unlock new mechanics for your skill known as lab, which is the one that's just below us. But in the meantime, while we wait for that, why is that bugging out? We could buy a couple of splicers, which are just good stat sticks all around, but they give you a thing called splice power. Now, splicing is a kind of whole different thing. But we'll get into that in a little bit here. But I am going to go ahead and I'm going to buy 6 because they're just free stat sticks at this point. And not to mention they have 10 fucking defense on them. Okay, that's great. So I got 6, buy all these out. And then I'm not going to buy a bag, but I'm going to go ahead and buy this. So then we have our extra 3 stamps. Now, you may be thinking, well, are you going to upgrade your armor? No. And I'll tell you why. We're actually going to do something a little bit cheeky. Now, you don't have to do this if you don't want to. It's completely optional, but this is what I personally like to do. So, I'm taking off all of my gear. It sounds crazy. Like, why is Bozo taking off all his gear? That sounds stupid as fuck. Let me show you. And I don't think I bought out all these stones. I did not. was like wondering why I only had 2 in them. I upgraded this, right? Yeah, so the upgrade stones are done for that one. I wonder if I can make another one. Regardless. Put those in there. We're going to go ahead, quickly head over here in World 1. We're going to hand in these stamps. Okay. Then, I'm going to go over to my mage. Okay. And I'm going to grab my gear. And I'm going to throw these upgrade stones on this gear. And you're like, Griffy, why are you doing that? That sounds fucking stupid. If we take a look here, we have a 20% success chance to give you 7 defense and 4 main stats. What is a mage's main stat? Wisdom. But what is a warrior's accuracy? Wisdom. So if you run each character in accuracy gear, for instance, your warriors run wisdom gear, your archers run strength gear, and your mages run agility gear, then you have enough accuracy to help you push World 4, and then you just have the weapon just be your main stat for your character. Pretty simple. What? Oh no. We went from 10 defense to 45 defense, and we have 1 wisdom to 21 wisdom. And we had to use 37. Do you see why I'm telling you to start? That's why we wanted to get to World 4 to start buying stones. That was a huge amount of defense. Insane amounts of defense for that. Boom, 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 boom. I mean, but the accuracy is what's great. That's what I love about it. The accuracy is super strong. Then we go ahead and go here and slap this on. And then we go boom. Well, I guess we can... Oh, no, he's not actually equipping the tool.
And here we have this strange-looking species called GriffyBit. His Lordess and Master Momo rules over him. He is also known as Lava Flame, who has abandoned us, and taken the form of a Canadain wiry large-headed streamer. We are all doomed.
That's a bug that Lava's got to fix, by the way. Or wait, is it? Why do I have so much accuracy all of a sudden? Yeah, okay, so that's a bug. So Lava, you need to fix this if you're watching. So if I go boom, 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 boom. So if I click the helmet, I get the stats. Is that correct? How long does that last? Yeah, and then I lose it. See, this is, you gotta remember, it's an indie developed game. So, I mean, expect there to be, you know, problemos and everything. I would hope that would get fixed eventually. I wonder if it just reverts it back, so. Well, I mean, that makes Amarok gear almost ideal for what you want. It is way too strong for our own good. Like, sheesh, goddamn. I think that, I mean, if that stays, then that's gonna be a problem. But anyways, see if our spices are done here before we continue. Okay, so we got 1 spice. Perfect. Now we can continue. We did breed too many squirrels, but that's okay. Now, time to cook. The kitchen, new recipe. We're going to go ahead and buy these kitchens out just because they're there. Might as well. Makes things a little bit faster. Now, welcome to cooking. This is where all your meals show up that you have unlocked. You have two things here. You have new recipe or you have upgrade. Upgrade is using spices to upgrade that specific kitchen. Because each kitchen is independent, okay? And then you have new recipe, which allows you to mix all of these spices into finding new meals. So, for instance, this one, it's gonna take me 3 goddamn hours. That's bullshit. Anyways, we're going to... So he just wants us to use AFK kitchen in area 15. 15 minutes or 15 hours, champ? Well, we'll test it for 15 minutes. If he says 15 hours, that's gonna be fucking stupid. In the meantime, let's discuss lab a little bit. So you see all these characters here, okay? You can upload your characters to lab. That means you can't use them. It means they're stuck here. Then you can connect them at the starting of the prism to make connections. Now, we don't have a lot, but then what you can eventually do is connect your characters so then they light this one up and then you get that bonus. But if you disconnect from them, you lose that bonus. So they need to be connected. Our main objective, for instance, I can give you what some of them are. This one is depending on how many new pet species you have, is depending on extra damage percent you get. This one makes it so you get ×2 prints on all of your stuff. So that means if you're printing double spore caps, then you times both of those spore caps by ×2. So, I mean, if you got 14 spore caps on each slot, now you're printing out 28 on each slot. So that's pretty good. This one increases your refinery by a shit ton as well. This one's fantastic. This is called No Bubble Left Behind. Basically, this is the noob neglect tool where people are just like, I will just say alchemy for the rest of the time and just let No Bubble Left Behind carry me. Once a day, your lowest level bubble levels up a set amount of times. Essentially, and then you can upgrade this through other means. This is to unlock the mechanic. This is sigils. This is the thing that I literally made a character about, and I tell people to say sigils for the longest time. And this one right here is the one we want to get to. This one is called Killer Brightside, which gives us a true ×2 kills. Whatever we have. If we did 3,000 kills, that's 6,000 kills. This is what we need for progression of World 4. And this one, it just means you can place all shrines in town, and they affect anybody in that world, which is kind of nice. So that's essentially what we got going down. And then this is called Viaduct of the Gods, which is just basically gives you more liquid capacity at a liquid regen reduction in alchemy. It sees that we have this little pixel count, okay? This right here, this pixel count, makes it how we can go from player to player, okay? There will be, I believe it's, if I'm correct about it, I believe it's connection range. God damn, why'd I have to make so many shorts, man? When it's when you have character to character, okay? That is known as line width. And this is that number right there. Character, line width. When it's character to node, which is what these are called, is called connection range. Okay? The difference to know is that connection range does not increase with level, but line width does. So you can get a way farther width with character to character than you can with character to node. So you need different things and different bonuses specifically for connection range to make that a little bit easier. And also there's going to be these little, like the things that I was getting you to buy in the shop. Well, one of them is called a jewel spinner, which makes it so you can buy little gems that show up all over the place within this map. And essentially, you can connect to them that will increase that connection range. But some have a fixed length. So you can actually get to a point where you could have like one character connected to 2 nodes at once. We'll have another character right here that's connected to this guy, have another character here that's connected to this guy, and have another character here that's connected to that, and then have another one just connected to that. So basically, you're just trying to spider web string everything together. So then they have this really nice connection going on. And more or less, your setup will look something like that, essentially. So that's lab in a nutshell. I always mix up the difference between line width and connection range. By the way, lab is one of the longest grinds and also one of the most important grinds because you want to get to lab minimum to start 75. And the reason why you want to get to lab 75 minimum is one, it juices up your connection range or line width. Sorry. See, I even messed it up. But it's because we want to go to the console page because down here, in order to get maximum amount of chips you can place is 75. Chips are the other thing that I was getting you to buy from the shop because they show up here and they show up here. So you have the jewel spinner and the chip repository that allows you to buy different chips weekly. And then the jewel spinner allows you to buy jewels. So weekly as well. So, but another way is to go to World 4 and buy jewels and chips. Jewels, you're guaranteed to buy a brand new one. Chips are a gamble. Don't suggest you to spend gems on jewels or chips if you can avoid it. If it's like one of your last purchases you want to do, fine, but I wouldn't suggest it. A really good one, these are actually really good. Souped up lab tubes and Richeling kitchen are actually, and even, I would even say the egg. All three of those are pretty strong. Actually, you know what? Let's go through. Let's quickly go through to tell you some good purchases for gems since we're in World 4 to give you an idea on recap. How about that? Let's do that. The ones that I would definitely go for is Infinity Hammer. I feel like Infinity Hammer is a fucking must. I feel like you could probably do about 4 on brimstone slots and be perfectly fine. I would actually probably skip these cauldrons for the time being. I would buy at least 1 bleach cauldron, in my personal opinion. And then these can kind of fuck off. World 3, Crystal 3D printer first, has to be. Printer slots are a quality of life. They're kind of nice. You can just be able to get up to 10 slots, so then you just need to take less prints. Burning books, don't fucking touch them. Do not touch them. Extra prayer slots, do not touch them. You get enough prayer slots with Wizard. Zen cogs are pay-to-win cogs that show up on your cog board. If you get 4 Zen cogs, you get a thing called Excogia. These are really strong, but they're also very, very, very fucking expensive. I would probably avoid them for the time being. They cost 500. Some of them, this gets up to like 850. So you could probably do that. And then I would maybe do build slots if you're really cooking and for some fraggies. Laggies are pretty much useless because once you're one and done, they basically are no good anymore. Same thing for this. I would do this, do this, do this, and maybe do this if you want. So the egg, the kitchen, and the lab, all good. Jewels come in later game. Chips, you can gamba, but I would just wait for chip repository, in my personal opinion, unless you're whaling out hard. And then we don't have World 5 and World 6. Before any of that, extra card slot, massive. So good. That's what I actually should be buying, and that's what I'm going to buy. Because that's definitely something you want to have max card slots because cards get very strong later. Inventory, all of this is yes, 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 yes. Presets are kind of a so-so. You can do presets. It's more of a quality of life thing. Maybe buy an extra one, but you definitely get. And then once you buy out all of these, you will get another set of chests afterwards that you have to buy more. Now, this is just if you're whaling, but you could probably get away for the most part with this stuff. And then this stuff, honestly, maybe I would say, you know what, we even put that in yellow. That's a maybe, a big maybe. This is a maybe as well. These are the fucking biggest fucking debate in the game. Don't even fucking bother with those. You can literally craft this shit. No, don't even bother with that unless you really fucked up. No, you can get those in events. That resets your post office. This resets your subclass. And this one is a full character reset. You only grab this. You can only buy one. So if you're going to make a choice, make a fucking choice because holy shit, you can only use it once. I would suggest not using it. Now, when it comes to this page, no Plinko balls, dude. Do not. You can eventually get them through Kilroy. Don't fucking spend your money on Plinko balls. Keychains. Don't spend your money on keychains. I did a test where I bought a shit ton of keychains just to see if it was overall worth it. The drop chance of tier 3 keychains are so fucking dog shit for a good roll. It's just not worth it. Trust me. And then dungeon boosters. I mean, you can if you want. If you want to push some from dungeons, I would probably get no more than a few just so you can get your times 20 per week. And then no on time candy. And also with cards, no, absolutely not. Maybe. Because they have some really strong cards, but you could probably just avoid it completely. And then maybe for like the later cards, like World 1 to World 3 cards, no, but like maybe like World 6 cards, yeah, probably. And then we'll just go over this for the limited time shop. These are cosmic balls. You're probably not a place where you get this. Absolutely, yes. This necklace is like the best in slot. This gives you a shit ton of money. And not to mention, there's a chip in the lab that I was talking about that doubles all of your miscellaneous bonus on your pendant, which also affects this. So this showing that it's ×3 up here is actually ×6. The hat is for bones, which is a masterclass thing, which isn't available till World 6. Same with this. This is the Windwalker, which isn't available to World 6. These are fucking really strong. These make your cards into 5 stars really fucking good. And Dragonic Cauldron, if you can, I would suggest buying it just because it's like a juiced out version of, and you can only get one for each cauldron, and they're really rare. And then ribbons, I wouldn't necessarily spend money on ribbons unless they're fucking cheap. Now, for the sake of the video, I will not buy those ribbons. I will not. I will stay away from them. But yeah, so that's kind of just a little bit of a catch up of what I suggest to where you're kind of at. If you want to see a full video, I do have a full gem shop tier list. If you guys want to take a look at that to kind of give you a little bit of a better explanation between them, but that's kind of just to give you a rundown. Like I kind of want this series to be like a kind of all-in-one sort of starter guide. You know, it's like I want it to be like kind of like the golden standard, but obviously it's going to have a lot of mistakes. Of course, everybody makes mistakes. So we've covered that. Let's throw this guy in lab. He's just going to forever be there. And when they're in lab, they will level. Oh, and I need to tell you guys. So you get XP right here. Okay, you get XP. This is not affected by skill XP. It's affected by, unless it's lab XP specifically, and it says so. But the main things that affect it are efficiency and AFK gains. To mediate that problem, what you do is, remember, we have prayers now. So we grab Skill Dimwit. It gives us 30% skill efficiency, but it also has 20% minus skill XP, because I should probably explain prayers quickly. So prayers are things that you unlock in tower defense. These are incredibly strong throughout the whole entire game. You should always use them, no matter what. Skill Dimwit right here, which is the green one, is one of the best in the game. You use souls from worship to be able to upgrade them, and each one requires a different set of souls. There is more slots than there are prayers in this game, and some prayers are completely useless. Some prayers are absolutely goated. Skill Dimwit being one of them. Each prayer has a bonus, which is also a curse. So you have to take a bonus, which you get 30% skill efficiency for a bonus, but then you get a curse for minus skill XP gain. Even for something like Big Brain Time, you get 30% class XP, which is additive, not very strong, but the curse is 250% max HP for all monsters. Man, we already had a hard time killing World 3 mobs. Why do we want to add another 250%? Dog shit prayer, by the way. In lab, since skill XP isn't affected for how much XP you get, we can just go ahead and run Skill Dimwit with it and not lose anything and just get gains. Also, while we're at it, we might as well slap on skill efficiency for that. And then it doesn't, I don't think we have anything else for skill XP, I think. I think we don't have any more skill XP. So that's kind of, I mean, we could slap on some wisdom, but it's going to be a very, very negligible amount. So this should have affected us just a little bit. Yes. So before we were 11. Now we are at 14. So now we want to throw everybody in lab. And that's where everybody's going to be for the time. Now, Shaman's new elite class specialty is actually lab. So Shaman will actually get big bonuses from this. Okay, and then we just want to connect them. See, now I can connect them with our line width. And then now we get animal farm. So we get 3% bonus damage. And then he should have 31. Okay, that's because it's his specialty. Even though he doesn't have the class yet, the elite class, it doesn't mean that it's still not his specialty. And these guys are going to live in lab for an unfortunate long time. Welcome to fucking lab jail. Because my dudes, this is a grind that has to be done. Now, souped up lab tubes, the gem shop bonus I was showing you, believe it or not, is actually makes it much easier to connect between them. It gives you that extra boost early. So now, though, we are sitting at wired in, which gives us 2 times more resources from 3D printer, which is actually fucking huge for us. This is a good goal to hit, but we want this. So although we can't get there right now, this is a good alternative for the time being. I like how we said we were going to go in today and I was going to explain much of World 4, and now we're in this big explanation of World 4. You know what? It's fine. It's because I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you guys so much, and especially people that hit that subscribe button. We're trying to go for 100K, by the way. I don't know if you guys didn't know this, but if you on YouTube, if you hit 100,000 subs, we're at 30K right now, the recording of this video. If we hit 100,000, we get a silver YouTube plaque. And I don't know about you, but I'm thinking that shit goes like, I don't know, like right there, or maybe right there, or somewhere. But I mean, how cool would that fucking be to be an IdleOn content creator of the game that we all love so much and get a fucking silver plaque from it? Think about that. Can you help me make that a reality? Can you help me make that a fucking dream? Because right now, as it sits, we have, I know where I'm going on this, 77% of people are not subscribed, and I'm at 30K. If I did that math correctly, if everybody fucking subscribed, I would have been 100,000, and I would have had that silver play button by now. But why aren't you subscribed, man? Hit that fucking button. God damn. All right, was it only 15? Yeah, okay, it was only 15. Okay, W. So so next thing, these ladles here, without any bonus, give you 1 hour. They're essentially the time candy of cooking because you can't time candy it. So we're going to put those away. Barbarian makes it a little bit different due to that is his specialty. He becomes a blood berserker. We are going to only take 4 out because that's all we need. Now, I just want to progress so I can start progressing my character here. So then we go ahead and hit that. Boom. Finish recipe. There we go. Ta-da! We got ourselves a turkey. Turkey a la thank. Each meal gives us a bonus. And all bonuses are f***ing different. If you get enough of those turkeys made, then you can level it up. The max plate, I believe right now, is 110. But the max that we can get right now is 30. And then there's other upgrades like World 5 bonuses and World 6 bonuses that allow us to get that higher. But until then, that is what we are currently dealing with. Now, each kitchen can cook its own dependent meal, but I usually suggest a good goal in one for now. Upload a few of your characters. Okay, well, I did that. Do I need to do it again? Okay, I guess I'll just do it again. Now, another thing to keep in mind with lab is if I upload my character, say, oh, he's there, right? Cool. If I leave, he's not uploaded anymore. So your main character that you're playing, yeah, he ain't going to be in there. That's why you want to make sure that you got that goal going. Okay, so cool. And then that's the end. That's pretty much the end of the tutorial there, man. I'm almost positive I covered most of the basics for now, the explanations that you need to know before we start progressing. Foraging. Now we can start leveling up this shit. Yo, real talk. Lab XP, dude. Lab XP, meal fucking speed. Like, and foraging speed. Like, that shit, dumb. But yeah, you're gonna need to juice the fuck out of this because this stuff is gonna take forever. Now, actually, believe it or not, recently there was a update where you can get a thing called prism orbs, where you could put it on a thing called Diamond Chef that would completely break cooking and basically make everything instant. It was actually kind of gross. Gather some monster materials. We need purple mushroom cats, TV. Okay. So we need to, I believe, get here. Right there is where our elite classes are. So if we get right there, that's where we can start. So we need to get all 6 of our characters, soon to be 7 once we get there, to our elite classes to get them started. So we're going to start pushing. We're going to start pushing. And by the way, if you guys have made it this far, I do want to hear your opinions on how you feel about the series. I personally feel like from when we first started recording, like from our day 1 recording to now, I feel like it's night and day how much different essentially the recordings have been. I feel much more confident, even though it's been only a few days. I feel much more simpler in the element, which is kind of weird, but I want to know how you guys feel. Now, we need to get 5,000 kills here. We get 1,100, which is not the greatest, but you know, it's better than the 20, 30K that we were doing before. And we need a grand total of, so our accuracy, we need 3K accuracy. So we're more than good for accuracy right now. And these things up here, by the way, those are mini bosses. If you drop this right here, that one, the slime sludge on them, the toxic sludge, it will summon the boss. Don't do that right now. Do not do that right now. It will f you up. So I think here's a good time to stop. When we come back, we are going to be tackling some star signs since we have gotten that far. And we are also going to be, well, actually, no, I think we're going to be getting our elite classes first. I think we're going to be getting elite classes, and then we're going to focus on getting our hemoglobin maxed and our star talents, our star signs. I feel like those 3 things right there is going to be our play, because if we can get to that, we are looking pretty good. I'm going to let this guy push, and hopefully when I start up in the morning and babysit him for a little bit, we will be able to show our first elite class. I'm excited. I hope you guys are excited. Until then, happy grinding. We'll see you tomorrow morning. And remember, bigger number, better person. Bye-bye.